All right, what's up, YouTube? I'm back with another episode. I've been on. This is the very first. I've been doing videos on uploading videos over here on this other account. It's called Sabbath or Sunday Peter. It's a religious channel. Where I usually put all my religious, but I'm not into Christianity. But I guess I wanted to do some Christianity stuff, but I just can't. I can't do it right now. I just have a lot on my plate, and I see no need for it right now. I'm just being honest. But there was a topic that I wanted to talk about. It was on my mind. I did a video earlier, but I ended up deleting the video. I liked the video. It was very interesting, and I like how I broke it down. And the video is geared toward me advocating and pushing us as a black people forward, because I know the type of society that we're living in. We're living over here in the United States to where, because of who we are and our image and our color image, and just being black people, period, in general, we know that because of that, we don't get equal rights. To a degree, we don't get equal rights. Hopefully you find the video, you find something that would make sense within the video here. We're not getting equal rights. We are considered, we really are considered, it's like the white supremacy. They treat us like animals. They do. We get treated like animals. Now, the truth in the matter is, we are living over here and in that type of environment, and we've been under that in that situation all our life. Now, I want to bring up something else too that's very interesting and near and dear to my spirit. We hear people, well, not that we hear people, but how many of you all ever heard the old saying say that, how many of you all know that we're living in a society, and I'm trying to be as cautious as possible saying this here, but I do want to be truthful and I want to be honest. How many of y'all ever heard the old saying say that, wait a minute, before I even go there, it was something that I wanted to bring out within this video. We all know that we live in a society where we're free. We have a choice, right? We make choices, and we can choose or not choose. Okay, that's true. Now, let's talk about the flip side. Some things, when it boils down to the mistreatment and equal rights, we're not chosen to deal with abusive and pain. We don't choose abusiveness and pain. How many of y'all ever heard somebody say, "Come rob me. Come rob me. I want you to rob me." No one in their right mind would be that ignorant and tell somebody to come rob them. How many of y'all ever heard that done? Name me one person that ever chose to be robbed, that wanted to be robbed. They say, hey, I'm making up my mind. I'm chosen to be robbed. Come rob me. I'm making up my mind. I want you to come and rob me. Come and rob me and take my goods. Or when you think of robbing, what do you think of? The first thing come to mind that we think of money, right? We think of money when we think of robbing. Um, because when people rob you, what uh, usually it would be because you have something valuable that because when somebody rob you, they're going to make sure that usually it's something very valuable that you have that they're interested in, and that most valuable thing that people will rob you of is of your money. If you have a lot of money, people will do that type of stuff. Certain type of people now will do that. So nobody chooses to say, I want to get robbed. Nobody does that. Who does that type of thing? Who does that? No one. So when I hear the old saying say, no, I'm not going to even say it that way. I'm going to say it this way. We did not choose slavery. We didn't choose that. I'm just going to say it that way. We didn't choose it. No, because the last I checked, if somebody you can choose the way people respond to you. You can choose to not respond in a negative way, and you can choose not to respond in a negative way. But I'm just talking about some things we don't choose. Some things we in this world, we just live in a society where if somebody come up behind you and they're holding a weapon to your head and say, give me all of the money you got, or give me all of the goods that you have, usually it's because you have something valuable. Now, you did not chose to get robbed. You didn't chose that. Some things people make up their mind themselves that they're going to do some harm to you to get something valuable or that's worth getting from you. They usually when they robbing you, they're taking it from you. They're doing something against your will. That's what's going on. I had to turn my camera off. I just turned it off for a reason. So I think I like doing my videos with the camera off sometimes. But you tell me in the comment section if you feel that if it made sense, if it if you have heard any of these things before, or for me, just give me your thoughts, because I don't know everything, but I would say that I don't believe in my heart, and I know based upon, okay, let me give you another example to say that we didn't chose. I don't believe in my heart that black people, us as an African black people, can chose slavery. Finance-wise, stuff of that nature. We don't call up places and say, hey, if I'm doing this or if I'm doing that, then cut me off, cut me down, cut me this or cut me down or cut me this. I'm just shortening it off. You know what I mean? Hey, do this to me. Hey, do that to me. And then all of a sudden, your benefits are cut down. We don't chose to do that. It would be the same with anything else. We can't choose that. Now, I do understand that some things that people can choose, but there are some things that people cannot choose. Let me give you another example of the reason why Africa, and this type of trait do not come from African black people. Kidnapping, just like African a black man, a black woman is not going to go and pet no lion. That's not the traits of the African race. That's not how another way I can use it. It's not our culture. There are certain things that we anticipate and do, but there are certain things that we do not anticipate because based upon our culture. Just like there are certain foods that we like, us as a black people, we'll cook our food. We cook our food and we boil our whatever. Like if you're boiling meat or if you're boiling chicken or something, we boil it to where it'll fall off the bone. We like our stuff real tender and seasoned real good. Now we do know that other cultures and other race of people, or the Caucasian people, is different the way they fix their food. They call our food, it's like a soul food. You see what I'm saying? It's like a soul food. And we like our food cooked to the bone. We like our food seasoned. Just like a lot of us, we like our food spicy. We like our stuff crispy. All those different things. Those are our traits. We're not going to take a chance jumping in a fence with a lion or a tiger. We're not going to do it. Guess what? I'm one of those guys because I love my life. Now, I'm using that to say there are certain traits that we don't anticipate. We don't anticipate a lot of this stuff. We don't. So back to the point of what I was talking about, chosen slavery. We don't do that. We don't. How are we gonna choose slavery when it was something that we was already born into? It's impossible for you to choose something, choose to be in something like that when you was born into it. We didn't choose to be born into that. That was here before we got here. So I might have to come back and say, and I mean, just speak a little bit more on that. Hopefully you can get something out of this video. This is a live broadcast, and I want to try to have my live broadcasts. And I had promised myself that I was going to do my live broadcasts on my other YouTube channel. So I am on my other YouTube channel doing my live episodes on this Sabbath or Sunday Peter. This is my other account, but I still have the same name, but I just go under different names based upon my websites. But I'm still the same person. The picture that you see now, it's me, because I have several videos to where you can actually see my face. I just have I got my camera turned off because there are certain things or certain images that I do not want in the video. So that's why I turn the camera off sometimes, you know, and to keep from capturing something that I don't want in the video. But I'm hoping that you all gotten something out of that little piece to let people know we do not choose. You can't choose slavery. Just like we don't choose to make Sprites and Cokes and sodas. That stuff already made. We don't say, hey, make a Sprite or make or grow apples. We don't say grow apples. Apples are already there. We don't choose that. We don't choose to the ground that we walk on. We don't choose this. We didn't choose this ground that we walk on. It was already here when we was born. You see what I'm saying? So when a person is kidnapped, I'm gonna go ahead on and try to break it down just a little bit more before I close it out. When a person is being kidnapped, what do you think of? Put the just put your comments in the comment section, Jeff, because I love reading your comments. When you think of a person being kidnapped, does that person chose to be kidnapped? Does that person say, have y'all ever heard an individual say, hey, come kidnap me? I'm making a choice that I want to be kidnapped. I am making a choice and telling you is to come kidnap me. How many people do that? It ain't no black man gonna do that. Us as an African black people, we're not gonna act a fool and do something that's stupid. You know what I mean? We're not gonna do that. And then we're not going to take and have the nerve is to we just not, there's just certain things in our truth. We just don't, you know, we don't rock that way. We don't go, we don't roll like that. And because we are a beautiful race. We are a beautiful race of people. And but the point is, kidnapping somebody, you don't choose to be. When you think of kidnap, you think of a person that is something that is fixing to happen against their will. Or you think of people holding you against your will. If somebody hold you against your will, that's not a choice. They made that choice, and they're doing it. They're chosen to kidnap you without your consent. They're chosen to do something without your consent. You see what I'm saying? So if somebody chose to do something against your will, and you tell them, look, I'm making up my mind. I'm making a choice. You're not going to do this to me. And they say, oh, well, you don't have a choice. I'm going to do it anyway. So how can you chose something that you don't have a choice in? You cannot choose something that you do not have control over. If somebody roll up behind me, I'm just breaking it down a little bit further because I want to make sure people understand what I'm saying. If somebody come up behind you and sneak up behind you, is you chosen to let that person do that? You're not chosen that because you're unaware of it. When they come up behind you and put a weapon up to you and tell you, get in this car, are you chosen to do that? No, you're not chosen. You didn't chose the idea of that person to come up behind. You didn't say, hey, sneak up behind me and do that. You didn't do that. That choice was theirs. It wasn't your choice. And they take, a lot of times, they ain't going to even tell you that. They're just going to snatch you. Think about that now. They'll snatch you and just throw you in a car. If somebody snatch you, they're not asking you for no kind of consent or permission. I'm going to say permission. They just doing it. So if somebody just do something without your consent or without your permission, if they do it without your permission, just in a moment, then that means that by that logic, you didn't chose that. You did not chose that. I just wanted to make sure that I kind of broke it down so that my audience won't be puzzled. So with that being said, I'm not going to hold the video out, but I will come back and I will upload more live episodes and keep you all informed. Stay tuned. I'm out. Much, much love to my African Black people.